What's up, everyone? Welcome to Fresh Picks. It's Superman week, and DC Comics is giving us plenty to celebrate. Over at Marvel, the Fantastic Four has something to say about that, and we're getting ready for the next chapter in Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees, dropping its sequel this week. Plus, we got some sweet variants you won't want to miss. All that, plus publisher breakdowns and everything else you like in comics hitting the shelves. It's time for our Fresh Picks.
Yeah.
What's going on, everybody? It's me, Izzy, and this is new comic book day Fresh Picks with me for July 9th of 2025. As you could see, it's all about Superman this week. I'm super excited to see Superman. I do have the Advance Prime screening that's going to happen this Tuesday. I'm gonna be checking it out. I'll probably do a lot of theater reaction and see what I thought. All I'm hearing is good stuff. So I'm super excited for Superman, and I'm super excited to talk more about Superman. So let's just get on with this list as we continue to talk about what's new for comic books this Wednesday. And before we even do that, we always do what's previously fresh. And what we do there is we go over the top voted comic books according to League of Comic Geeks. And Mr. Captain America #1 with 39% came in first place, followed by the fourth issue of Absolute Green Lantern with 13%. Ultimate Wolverine came in third place with 6%. And two strange picks, Batgirl and Secret Six, round up the top 5 books. Captain America book is amazing. It's a beautiful cover by Ben Harvey. It is the first meeting between Captain America and Dr. Doom, so it's kind of a flashback story. And we're going to be learning more to come. And of course, with Absolute Green Lantern, it was Sinestro making his debut in the comics. Ultimate Wolverine, you got Wolverine battling magic. That's enough said there. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the new comic book rundown, starting with what's hitting the shelves this week. We got a total of 66 new books coming out this week from all the publishers, 229 variants, and a total of 295 comics are going to be in your comic book racks for New Comic Book Day. Among them, you have some new #1s, a total of 20 new #1s. Out of those #1s, you have 105 variants, which gives us a total of 125 #1s that are going to be in the shelves. And finally, when it comes to what are the potential keys, these are the keys we believe that are going to be. We won't know until New Comic Book Day actually happens. So with that said, you have 13 keys. Among them, 3 of them will have first appearances. That's your rundown as far as the breakdown goes. So let's just do the publisher breakdown, starting with Marvel Comics. With Marvel, you have 15 new titles, which is kind of modest for the week, but you have 71 variants. And over at DC, you got 13 titles with 49 variants. And let's continue that breakdown with the independent breakdown. And from there, we have from Image Comics 9 new titles, 24 variants. Boom Studios has 2 titles with 6 variants. IDW has 4 titles with 14 variants. And new to this list, you have Mad Cave. Dynamite was removed for the time being because of what's going on currently with Diamond distribution. So there's some issues with Dynamite Comics. You have 3 titles with 1 variant, and Dark Horse has 3 titles with 2 variants. Our indie publishers, we have 17 titles and 62 variants. And when we talk about the breakdown, these are not always considered the final numbers, but this is the current breakdown as of today. It's pretty accurate. You may have 1 or 2 more or 1 or 2 less. It's all depending on what happens when they arrive at the shops. Let's start talking a little bit about our Key Watch. And as I mentioned before, it's all about Superman. So you have Superman Treasury Edition 2025, Hero for All. Now, when we talk about Treasury Editions, you're talking about larger, oversized comic books There's a beautiful Bruno Rondando comic, which is also a version cover. There's the movie photo cover. Of course, a lot of people are going to be grabbing that one. And the Scott Koblish cover, that's also a really cool one. There's some other few covers that are out there. Quintessential Superman writer Dan Jurgens. He's the man responsible for the death of Superman. He's also done so many more with Superman. So it's not fair to say that he's just the death of Superman writer. He's done so much. He pairs with modern masters of sequential art, Bruno Redondo, to craft a larger than life story of power, tragedy, action, and above all, hope. So be on the lookout for that book. Again, it's going to be an oversized book, so it's going to be worth more than your average comic book. Also coming out this week, Batman Gotham by Gaslight, A League for Justice #1. You have some great covers, a Leonardo Fernandez cover. The Bill Sienkiewicz cover, I think, is gorgeous. I love that style in his star artwork. And then there's a 1 in 25 Christopher Mitten cover. This is the sequel to Gotham by Gaslight. Now we're going to be introducing the Justice League of this era in this Elseworld story. So that's going to be cool to see the different versions of the Justice League in this era, this Victorian era with Batman. Our next book here is Absolute Superman #9. This one is coming out. The Absolute books are always been hot, so no exception for this week. We got the Rafa Sandoval cover. There's also the 1 in 50 Lyrics cover and the Gerard Perel cover, which I think is the best one out of the bunch. The Omega Men in Pursuit is going to continue the story with the Omega Men. So ahead and move to the Marvel side, starting with Fantastic Four First Steps #1. This is, of course, is going to be a prequel to the Fantastic Four movie. So if you want to get, get an event, something out of this movie, this is a good opportunity. It's a one-shot retelling the Fantastic Four early adventures through the lens of real journalism. There is a popular Phil Noto cover, and there's also a Mark Buckingham cover to check out there. Again, if you're excited for Fantastic Four, this is your opportunity to read something with those characters, so you could get a vibe of what this story is going to look like or start like, be like. So, also, they're dropping a new #1. This has plenty of covers, but the ones that really stand out is the cover A, Herberto Ramos covers. There's a 1 in 200 Yi Young Lee cover. Keep in mind, there's also an open order cover that has the trade. And I think the one that's going to be the standout is the Fantastic Four homage done by Alex Ross. This is a new era for Marvel's first family. The Fantastic Four returns with a new #1, kicking off a whole new volume of their adventures through space, time, science, and the human condition. This is written by Ryan North, who's going to continue doing the story that he's done previously. Also out from Marvel, Uncanny X-Men 17. This is featuring the first appearance of a new character named Misery, who is a mutant villain from a horror film. So that first cover by David Marquez is awesome. That one, I do plan on picking that up. There's also a 1 in 50 Eku Mutuna cover and a 1 in 25 Rod Reese, which, as you can see by that cover, just goes to show you that this is going to be a murder horror style X-Men book, which we haven't seen in a very, very long time. So I have not picked up X-Men in a very long time. I might just pick this one up, 1, for that cover, and 2, to see a nice fun story featuring the X-Men in the movies. Our indie key of the week is a big one because this is the sequel to Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees. This is Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees, Rite of Spring #1. This is a 6-issue return of the Eisner-nominated cozy horror smash hit. If you don't know about Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees, think about Richard Scarry or Busy Town meets Dexter, and that's what this is about. It is written and drawn by Patrick Horvath. There is a 1 in 50 Riley Rossmo cover, and it's been 8 years since a bloodlusting brown bear drove into the city, kidnapped a kind young duck, dissected his body, and buried the pieces in the woods. Duck's family painstakingly sought justice, and this brown bear was smart. She covered her tracks, and in the 80s, there simply wasn't a way for the Ducks family to find answers. So, what is this story going to look like? We have amazing story done by Patrick Horvath in the first series. So, I'm looking forward to seeing what the second series is going to look like. Now it's time to talk a little bit about our eye-catching variants. There's some really cool ones this week. You got to go check them out. Starting with Batman and Robin 23. This is the Rafael De La Torre cover. I love the way Robin's foot is just there. He's about to jump while Batman's just checking things out there. Also, you have Batman Dark Patterns number 8 by Martin Simmons. Martin Simmons had been killing it with these covers for Dark Patterns. It's a book it's a more darker horror take on Batman, um, but it's been great. These every single cover, every month has been great for Dark Patterns. So this one I believe is just as good. And a great fun one is Aquaman number 7. This is going to be one that I believe you should spec on, and it's in Mark Spears. But not just because it's a Mark Spears, it's because it's doing the classic DC cards from the 90s with Aquaman. I expect more to come in the future. So you got something like a nice nostalgia with the 90s cards, and now you have Mark Spears. You put them together, you may have yourself a good spec book. Don't go crazy trying to spend more than you have to, but if you could find this for cover price, I think it's worth the pick. Also, you have Gotham City Sirens Unfit for Orbit issue number 2. This is a weekly series, the Gilliam March connecting cover. Last week we have Catwoman. This week it's going to be Harley Quinn. Also, this one's an important one. This is one I think that you really need to pay attention for. All Star Superman number 1. Obviously, it's a reprint, but it is a variant done by Dan Mora. There is only one place you are going to be able to pick up this book, and that's in your movie theaters. So this is going to be part of a giveaway package that they're going to be giving away in the movies. I suggest pick up a copy. If you come with friends, make sure they get copies. If they don't want them, take them, because this is a book that I do believe people are going to be hunting for. And obviously, you're going to want to get a good copy of this book. I'm planning to pick it up tomorrow when I go see the movie. So I'm wondering what's going to happen, but be on the lookout for it. If you see it, grab it. Make sure you get multiple copies if you can. And finally, Action Comics 1088 is the Carl Kerschel cover featuring Superboy, who's now starring in Action Comics. This is a really cool cover with the nice S being created in kind of like a cloud formation. So that's a fun cover. Marvel has some great covers too, starting with Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion number 2, the Stanford Green cover featuring the multiple Spider-Mans, including Spider-Man, Venom, and this other Spider-Man character. Then Fantastic Four number 1 has plenty of covers. However, the one that I think stands out the most is the Sad Lemon KRS comic retailer exclusive done by Gabrielle Del Otto featuring Doctor Doom. This one you have to order it through their website. I believe it's going to be starting at $30. So be on the lookout for that one. It's a great looking cover. And Magic number 7, done by Joe Quinones. This is one of those retrovision covers, which does that classic look. And who doesn't love Magic, especially in a retro feel for the cover? I love it. Star Wars Legacy of Vader number 6, Simone DeMille cover is a great Kylo Ren cover. Notice there's a key involved. This features a first appearance. So this might be a book that you might want to be interested in picking up. And a personal favorite, just for me, it's Jeff, the Infinity Pause number 1. The one I'm looking after is the Christy Zula Uminga cover. I'm not going to lie, I love it. There is a cover A, which is an homage to Infinity Gauntlet number 3. I like this one better. And who's not going to pick up? Let me know if you're not planning to pick up Marvel Swimsuit Special Friends, Foes, and Rivals number 1. However, I do believe cover A, which is done by Adam Hughes, is a wraparound. I think this one is going to be one to grab just because it's Adam Hughes. Adam Hughes has a way of when the cover comes out of his, people go and grab it. And for a swimsuit issue, you know people are going to grab those books. There's some J. Scott Campbell covers. There's some Terry Dodson covers. There's a few other artists that are doing covers, but the Adam Hughes cover, I think, is going to be the biggest one of the bunch. Then we have Transformers 22. This is the big time collectible foil version done by Shelby Robinson, featuring Megatron looking bad as ever. And you also have Beneath the Trees Where No One Sees, Rite of Spring #1. This is the one in 25, Tony Fleets, paying homage to American Psycho. And finally, we'll wrap things up with Hello Darkness #12, the Jenny Frison cover there. Now, if you look at the character in this image, it kind of looks like Jenny Frison. So is this a self-portrait? I don't know, maybe. But Hello Darkness covers by Jenny Frison have always been exciting to look at. This is no different. All right. And now I have a new little feature called Izzy's Top 5 Picks. These are the 5 books that I plan on picking up. I plan on getting. Of course, #1 of that list is going to be that All-Star Superman. If I see it, I'm going to pick up multiple copies. The Fantastic Four by Alex Ross, #1, is a gorgeous cover, as well as the X-Men, Uncanny X-Men book with Murder Me, Mutiny. That's also cool. The Batman cover, Gotham by Gaslight by Bill Sienkiewicz. I'll never deny that. And of course, if you know me, you know I'm going to pick up some Jeff. So Jeff and the Infinity Paws is the cover. I'm going to pick the Christy Zulu Omega cover is the one I'm grabbing. Tell me what you think about these fresh picks. Make sure you hit that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know what you plan to pick up. Let me know which ones you're not planning to pick up. And am I crazy to love Jeff? No, I'm not. Share this video with your friends. And if you do enjoy the content, subscribe to the Izzyverse. Until then, I will see you at our next show, which is going to be the top trending list, which will be coming out this Tuesday. So be on the lookout for that one. Thanks for watching and enjoy comics and Excelsior. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe for more comic content. Check out these other videos for even more insight. And I'll see you at the next one. Excelsior.